Alright, hey travelers, Chris here with another review. We are in beautiful Bangkok and I can't wait to have a look at the Conrad Bangkok today. Now the hotel has been around for quite a couple of years or decades, and you can see it on the outside of the building at least. So I can't wait to see whether this building and this hotel is actually a modern marvel in disguise or whether it's a little bit outdated. So let's see. So here we are at the Conrad Bangkok, and first to highlight of course is the really central location. I think that's one of the benefits of this hotel. It's right smack in the middle, close to Lumpini Park, and it's actually a very nice area to walk around in. You have a lot of embassies. It feels fairly safe and clean for Bangkok standards. You can already also see that it is kind of a bit of an older building as mentioned. It is in this tower complex in there. And overall, the hotel feels a little bit like a grand hotel. You have these more glittery, epic rooms, a lot of gold colors here and there. But I have to say, I think it fits the vibe in general. It's not the most modern hotel, but it definitely gives you an impression when you enter the hotel, as you can see here in the lobby. So then let's not waste any time and go directly to room 2108 to see what the rooms look like. Alright, so let's have a look at the room. We got an upgrade, but to be honest, I still have to look up what the room type is, so I'll put it somewhere on screen once I know. But let's have a look. We arrived quite late, but let's have a look. So first thing you notice is when you come in is this little kind of storage room. I find it quite cute because you have this kind of window to your room. You can close this if you want to, but yeah, that's interesting. I've not seen that before, but it's quite cute. In general, you see a lot of wood. I feel like the Conrad Bangkok in general feels a little bit more dated. It still is a very grand hotel and it looks nice, but of course, some of the rooms are still a bit older. I heard that they renovated some of the rooms, but I think we got one that has not yet been fully renovated. So if you look around, you have everything, of course, you want. We have a bed. There's no Conrad bear in Thailand, but you get a Conrad elephant, which is very cute. Besides that, of course, a big TV. You have a desk with a proper office chair, which I like, even though it doesn't look as nice. In general, I like the vibe. It could be a little bit warmer, light-wise, but overall, I think it is quite cute. Besides that, as a Hilton Diamond member, we also received some little snacks, a fruit platter and some sparkling water, which is interesting. And then you also have these really nice looking, I guess, bottle warmers? I don't know, but it looks very nice, so I love it. The main reason why we wanted, or specifically asked for an upgrade to this room level is that here you have the bathtub actually with a view towards the city of Bangkok. So the hotel is quite central, right? And so some of the rooms have the bathtubs right next to the window, so you can actually see outside, which we really love. The alternative is that the bathtub is actually far inside of the room, so you will not have a view. And I think this is just much nicer. If you have the chance, try to get this room type. Yes. Besides that, you have a big shower, refillable bottles, which I love. Again, always good for the environment. You heard me say it a million times, and of course it's a rain shower. And overall, looking at it, I don't see a lot of wear and tear, even though everything seems a little bit older design-wise. I think it is still in really good condition. You have a big Japanese toilet, which is awesome. And you of course have a general bath sink area. Even though I have to say on that one, it could be a little bit bigger. It would be nice to have two sinks. But anyway, I think regardless, it is quite nice. So yeah, that's pretty much the room. I have to say I like it. It's not exactly the most modern style, but it still feels very cozy. And I can't wait to try the bathtub. And of course, we have to look at all the other amenities that we find in the hotel. Just one thing I forgot to mention is that there's no coffee machine, there's only pour over coffee. Definitely a bit of a letdown, especially in a supposedly luxury hotel. Okay, now let's look at the breakfast. This is on the second floor, the cafe at 2, and you can see already that it is quite narrow seating space, same kind of colors and the wood and everything, and I like this circular space where the main buffet is. Even when it gets crowded, it seems to be spacious enough for all the people. Overall, I have to say I quite like the buffet. You have everything that you need, and overall, when I look at the fruit selection and the pastry selection, it feels very solid, definitely above the usual standards. Whether the seating area is nice or not, I'll leave it up to you and your taste. To me personally, it looked a little bit and felt a little bit claustrophobic. There's very few windows, everything is a little bit dark and gloomy, which you cannot see here on the video as much. But coming to the food itself, it was definitely delicious. There's really big selection, and especially also besides the egg station, you have a lot of savory dishes that you can choose from, and they all tasted really great. So you can see some samples of what we had for breakfast here, and including ice cream, which is definitely something you don't see at a lot of breakfast buffets. So shout out to the Conrad Bangkok for that. That was a really nice treat in the morning. And overall, I'm quite happy. A couple of local dishes included, so definitely gets a plus from me on the breakfast side. So then what better to do on a full stomach than to head to the swimming pool? But for real, the swimming pool definitely is one of the highlights of the Conrad Bangkok. I think what makes it quite nice is that even though you are in this big city, this is kind of an oasis clustered in between these different buildings of this whole building complex. You can see it here a bit. The pool is actually quite big, and that's really nice and unexpected in the middle of the city center. Overall, I wish there was a little bit more shade. Definitely on some of those days it got really hot, but overall you can see also that there's lots of seating areas, plenty of different seating also. You have these beach chairs, you have these more like loungers, and it's also nice that they give you this kind of QR code to look at the menu and this button to call the people from the hotel. Unfortunately, they did not give us any water, any fruit snacks or anything that you usually kind of expect in these kind of hotels when you reach the pool. A little bit of an oversight. I'm not sure if they just missed us and other people got it, but I don't think I spotted this anywhere. Also, you can see here, just to get an impression of the size of the pool, it is really magnificently big. You also have this smaller kind of jacuzzi area over here, which gives you a bit more of a private feel. And overall, the pool was not super crowded during our time there, which was even during the weekend. If you're interested, also to the side of the pool, just going up the stairs, there are some tennis courts that you can also use. They belong to the hotel as well, and you can also rent some gear, I believe. If tennis is not so much your thing, you can go to Bodyworks, which is the gym on the same level as the pool. You can see it here, it's right to the left. And it's actually quite nice, definitely very well equipped. You don't really have a view in that sense, you pretty much look at the greenery that's surrounding the pool, but I don't think that's very important. You can see here you have weights, you have cardio machines, you have ice cold water and towels, so it's a really well equipped pool as far as I can judge. Now, if you rather like to relax, then of course we have to look at the lounge. The executive lounge is on the 29th floor, and it is marvelous, absolutely stunning. You can see it here, the design is beautiful. I love the wooden tones here. It feels very elegant and still modern, and also the view is amazing from this floor. You have two different settings. You have a tea time and you have a cocktail hour. Tea time is in the afternoon, cocktail hour, unsurprisingly, in the evening for around 2 hours. And I have to say, I really love these little details you can see here. It is really beautifully furnished, and even these small details like having the hotel name printed on the cutlery, I think is a really nice touch. So then tea time, if you come in the afternoon, you have a selection of fruits, you get some biscuits, some small snacks, you have some mainly sweet options that you can see here. There's also on a different day there were some scones, for example, with jam, and also some savory little sandwiches. Definitely enough to get you full, at least on a light meal in the afternoon. And of course, while you're enjoying this delicious food, you constantly have this epic view over the Bangkok city center. I think that's really my favorite spot to be in the hotel, and it's absolutely epic. In the evening then you have a 2-hour time slot that includes alcoholic beverages as well as heavier and bigger dishes. And you can see already here a little bit of a selection, including a Beijing duck. You have some more warm and savory dishes. And it's really beautiful, and also it was very popular, of course. Fortunately, the way the lounge is furnished, it doesn't really feel overcrowded because the seating options are quite far apart and a little bit spaced out. So even though it was full, it did not feel like it was too crazy. You can see a couple of dishes that we got from the cocktail hour, as well as some cocktails like a whiskey sour that was really well made, and the staff was super attentive. And I also have to highlight that they went around and talked to us a bit more actively. They also asked for some feedback. Some lady came with a notepad even and took notes. So I really like these active and engaging staff members. That's a really good sign, in my opinion, for a well-running hotel. Finally, during the evening, when we entered the lobby, we noticed that there was live music in the Diplomat Bar on the ground floor, and we had to make sure to check it out. Apparently this is happening 6 days a week and gave us an extra incentive to check out the bar. You can see it here already. It looks quite cozy. It also has these high ceilings, so it also has a bit of an elegant vibe, and you can definitely see how you have some business meetings or important meetings happening in there, but you can also see there's plenty of fun to be had. I have to say the band was fantastic. They were super engaging and made this whole experience even better. Not to mention that the drinks were really interesting and the menu in total was quite extensive, so I'm sure there's also something on there for you. So then, the Conrad Bangkok. It is definitely a little bit of an older building, an older hotel, and you can feel it here and there, but overall it looks like it's in really good shape. The breakfast is solid, the pool is pretty amazing, the lounge of course is the absolute highlight in this hotel, and for a Conrad hotel it is fairly affordable. We paid around $150 per night, which is definitely cheap compared to a lot of Conrads in other cities. Now, of course, Bangkok is in general a fairly affordable city and you have a lot of hotels to choose from, but I hope with this review I could give you a little bit of a help to figure out which hotel you should try out. Also make sure to check the Waldorf Astoria Bangkok review that I also did. It's on my channel, I'll link it below, so you have a little bit of a comparison there. That's it from my side, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.